Hey. So I'm really sorry. We had some technical difficulties. I don't know what happened. I'm really sorry. If anyone was on my broadcast before, can you just let me know where I got cut off at? What was the last thing you remember me talking about? Because I was rambling for a while and then I realized that I was totally cut off. So sorry. Anyone, can you give me some hearts if you were at my broadcast before? No one was there. Shannon, were you there? Where was I? Where did I leave off at? Right at the beginning? Dang it. All right. Okay. Well, I just tried broadcasting a little bit ago and I was in my car and clearly that just didn't work. So, okay. Thank you for letting me know. But thanks for coming back. My name is Alicia Leadham. I'm a wellness coach and yoga teacher and founder of alishasappetite.com. And I broadcast every day at 1:08 p.m. Eastern. And even if we have technical difficulties, we try to come back. I had to come into Mustard Seed, a grocery store, and I'm just in the hallway right now. So I'm going to talk to you about what I was talking about before when I got cut off. So like the title of this scope, I was talking about how the power of feeling really vulnerable when you're going through a breakdown. So I think I got a lot of parts of me talking about how if you've had a breakdown before, it gave me some hearts. For any reason at all, right? This can be any reason that you've had a breakdown before in your life. I should be seeing a lot of these because, come on, I am not the only one this has happened to. Yeah, cool, thank you. Hi, Switzerland. Okay, so, Switzerland, oh that's cool. What time is it in Switzerland? Sorry, I'm gonna let all these people walk by before I continue to talk about my own breakdown. Hello, hi. Thank you for the hearts. Okay, so I was going to talk about my story about how I had my own breakdown this last week and what I did, 7:20. Cool. And so what I did to Mexico, hi Mexico, thanks for joining me guys. So what I did to overcome it is I decided to create space for myself. So I've had a few recently, and that's okay. And I really hate admitting them because I've been told that that it shows you're really vulnerable when you admit that you've had breakdowns, and no one wants to admit that because it shows that you're not perfect. But the whole point of me doing the work I'm doing is to inspire you that you aren't, right? And so I have to show up and talk about it even though I don't want to, but I'm going to. So I had one this week and it's called life. Yeah, exactly, but it's scary to talk about it, right? No one wants to have to talk about that and talk about their feelings in that way because it's uncomfortable, right? And so we numb ourselves and you numb and numb and numb until you can't numb the feelings anymore, and then you have a breakdown. That's how it happens. So what happens after the breakdown or during the breakdown, it's really a spiritual awakening because you have one of two choices. Yeah, it's not easy to talk about, right? And so you have one or two choices. You can continue to wallow in it, right, and stay in that energy, or you can choose to do something different and grow and awaken yourself, right? Do the work of yourself. And so that's what I had to do this week. And one way that I did it is I decided to have more self-compassion for myself, right? It's really easy for us to have more compassion for other people and tell other people oh, it's okay, take it easy on yourself. You can do better than that. But when it's for you, it's so much harder to do. So I decided I'm going to give myself self-compassion. And as an entrepreneur, as someone who's starting a business, you want to constantly be working, right? And you feel like when you aren't working, then you're not good enough. And so I decided to give myself permission to take part of the day off. And I did that. This was yesterday. So this is very new. So I did that yesterday, and I ended up having the best day I've had in a really long time. I ended up feeling really connected to people. I felt a lot more positive, a lot happier. I made space to bring the things in that I want in my life, right? And so this is a lot of what you hear in the yoga classroom. If you are a yogi, give me some hearts. But you hear about how when you make the space, when you clear the space on your mat with your body and your mind, then you can bring more things that you need in your life, and you make the room for what you really need. And that's what happened to me. And so right after I did that, right after I cleared the space and I ended up having a really great day, I then got 3 invoices paid for on the same day. Now, I don't know about you, but to me, that is called manifesting, right? When you have this desire and you make the room for it, then you're able to allow that to happen, and it happens on the same day. So to me, that was the universe like giving. I was actually out to dinner, right? And I had just gotten this email that I've gotten 3 invoices paid for from 3 different clients, all on the same day, on the very day that I decided to have self-compassion for myself. And I was having a glass of wine, and I was like, this is amazing. Yes, right, it's setting boundaries, it's making the space, right? And so I was like, I started laughing, because I'm like, all right, fine, you've made your point, universe. You've made your point, like rewarding me for drinking wine, rewarding me for being out and having a nice dinner with my friend by showing, the universe wanted to make it very, very clear that you will be rewarded if you make space for yourself when you need to, right? You will be rewarded if you have self-compassion for yourself. And that is, ultimately my lesson that I have had to learn. And someone told me that it's best to talk about these things like right after they happen, because they're really fresh in your mind. And so even though I didn't want to, I'm talking about it, and I hope that it's inspired you to, if you feel a breakdown coming on, thank you. If you feel a breakdown coming on and you feel overwhelmed and anxious and worried, this is the time to really, really work on, good, I'm glad that it's resonating with you. This is the time to really practice that compassion that you give to someone else, right? Maybe it's like your pet or your child or your friend, right? It's just so much easier to do it for other people, but when you are required to do it with yourself, that's when the spiritual growth happens. That's when you're really able to become the person that you're meant to be. Weekly, you feel like you're having a breakdown? Tell me more. So, give me some hearts if this resonated with you and you feel like you can take this lesson and apply it in your own life. And that's all I have. Want to chat offline? I have money and a good credit. No. No, I don't. Sorry. I will chat here though. You taught a pretty rad class yesterday. Thank you, Shannon. Oh, see, that's another thing. I felt like I was just on my game. Like I was able to teach really well. I was able to, I'm so glad. I'm so glad to hear that, Jennifer. I was able to teach a really good class because I felt like I had the space to fully show up, to be the best that I can be. But to do that, I had to be vulnerable and give myself permission to not work my ass off and go drink wine and go to a movie that may or may not have been Magic Mike with my friend. So that is my lesson. Thanks so much for coming. Let me know if you guys have any other questions or comments about this lesson. And I think ultimately we can change our perspective of breakdowns are not breakdowns, breakdowns are spiritual awakenings. So if you want to learn more about this, I watched a really cool TED Talk this morning called The Power of Vulnerability. And that's on, you can get it on YouTube or on just tedtalks.com. And that's really where it resonated with me, like, you have to be vulnerable, you have to feel your feelings, you can't just hide, and you have to know that it's a spiritual awakening, and you can choose to take it from there and grow as a person and be your truest, most authentic self. So I'm gonna go, I have my menu here. Thanks guys. I'm gonna post this on my blog later. Love TED Talks. Yes, check it out. It's a 20-minute TED Talk, and it was like, damn, it's good. It was so good. And it's very much on this. Thank you. It's very much on this topic. I'm definitely going to enjoy. People are giving me weird stares, so I'm talking to my phone right now. That's okay. I'm doing it for y'all. Thanks for joining me. I'm here every day at 1:08, so follow me on Periscope right now if you haven't. And I think I'll post a picture of what I'm going to get here at Mustard Seed. I think I'm going to get a smoothie. So, okay, thanks you guys for joining, and I will see you soon. I might be back later. Thanks so much. Happy Friday.